Hello and welcome back to a podcast for nerds, the only show where two dudes discuss our journey with all things nerdy as well as life as we near our 30s. I'm Cody. What?
We are in our 30s.
Oh, I said near our 30s.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm living in the past, boy.
Flawless intro for me last week. Not for him this week.
We used to say near our 30s so much, man. That's what I memorized.
Well, now you got
I
to
was
say
running on
in.
autopilot.
You got to say in, you know. You got to turn that autopilot off. Got to go into regular pilot.
I'm trying to pretend I'm not old.
Well,
30's not really that
it's
old, but
not.
yeah.
Everybody at the con last weekend sure was acting like it was.
I know, right? I think, honestly, I'm starting to think 30 is a state of mind, right? It's all mental.
It's just you feel old.
Because you think you should be old
And your
now.
body hurts more than it used to.
Mine really doesn't.
That's because you stay in a little bit better shape than some people.
I feel pretty
you're not
much the
tall.
same. Does that...
Well, the taller you
tall
are,
people get bad back problems.
and I got knee and joint problems.
You're not exactly tall either, bro.
But I'm taller than you, and I still have back issues.
Yeah, but if you ain't 6 foot, get out. You know what I mean?
I guess that's true.
No, I'm
Most,
just
most
playing.
girls would date an ugly guy over an ugly tall guy over to a handsome short guy.
Don't I know it? No, I'm just playing.
Luckily, I just happen to be taller. I just happen to be taller than most of the women that liked me,
Guys, do you know
and I
that
just happen to be taller than my wife. So
worked out? Did you guys know that I am only 5'3"? If you've never met me at a con, you're probably right now like, what? Everyone who meets me at a con for the first time, not everyone, because some people try to have some respect, but a lot of people are like, you're way shorter than I expected. And I'm like, what? Really? I didn't know. No, I don't really care. If you meet me at a con, you can call me short. I've never cared about being
I've
called
never gotten
short.
any comment about my height. I think I'm just the exact height people expect me to be.
Yeah, probably.
I'm like 5'8.5".
Well, and then if they meet both of us at the same time, it's like, oh, like don't forget about your height. It's like, Cody,
he's,
what the
he's
F?
normal. Look at this. Look at this.
You were gonna say loser. I felt it on the tip of your tongue.
I was gonna say something else, but I was like, no, that's not PC.
Oh, okay, never mind. I mean, I didn't really notice that our crew is pretty short in general. The ACR crew, guys, is a pretty short crew. Drew's not really that tall. Nate's not that tall.
Nate's the tall. No, Nate
Chris
or Shelby.
is taller.
Nate or Shelby are the taller.
Chris and Shelby are about the same height. So
really?
yeah, I think Chris is 5'11" and Shelby's. I thought she said she was 5'11".
She one time told me she's like, I'm only 5'9", and I was
Oh,
like,
maybe no. You're 5'8", right? Or 5'7"?
Yeah, I'm 5'8".
5'8".
yeah.
Are
And
you
Shelby
rounding
when
up?
like Michael's, I could be wrong. I feel like when we were like worked at Michael's, I was like, you're taller than me. She's like, I'm only 5'9", and I was like,
I thought she's about the same height as Chris. Maybe she is a little shorter. I'm not sure. But yeah, generally though, our crew runs short. Compared to other like videographers and crews and things
Oh,
I
yeah.
see. Especially, dude, at the rave at ASIN, even Xavier was like, this is a tall crowd. He was like, I can't really see anything.
There was one thing we didn't talk about last week.
What's that?
The journey that banana went on at the rave.
Oh my God. You didn't see it though.
I didn't, but I heard about. I started with the banana. Started with me.
Okay, so starting us with the story. We're going back to ASIN. We're gonna do one more story from ASIN.
So, there at one point it was it Saturday?
It
Yes.
was the Saturday rave.
So at one point, and I had a lot of that fun juice, and so I'm kind of stumbling around. Again, I'm not too far gone. I'm literally just feeling great at this point.
Let the vlog show.
I'm conscious.
Okay.
I'm not like. I remember everything.
I would say debatable. Okay, if you remember it.
I remember everything. I was, like I said, I was just me.
You remember the time you licked the cat, right?
What?
She doesn't remember everything. You licked a cat, dude. I'm just playing.
I do that every day at home.
Oh, okay. Oh, I get the joke. Okay. You own cats. You see why I'm actually confused.
What did you think I was talking about?
Your cat, Deku.
I was. What'd you?
Nothing.
I'll never tell.
But anyway, so, so I'm just kind of on my way to the rave, and
This
I
is in the rave line, or where are we at?
can't remember. I think I was on my way
Thought
back
you could
to the
remember
rave.
everything.
I don't remember every detail,
Okay.
but I think we were on our way back from the bathroom, me and my wife.
No. This is. Oh wait, you went to the bathroom before coming in the rave. Okay, you might be right.
And there was somebody, and they had their leg out, and I tripped on them or hit them or something. contact was made and it was abrupt.
Okay.
And me being this whole weekend was a con of I'm sorry.
I'm totally the same way, dude. If someone does something to me, I'm still like, sorry, my bad.
Yeah. But this person was sitting down. I presume they were a lady, but I don't know. But they were sitting down, and I bumped into them, and they were sitting, and I turned to them, and I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry," but I did like this. You know.
Oh. You were pointing at the wrong area?
No, they were just sitting on the ground.
Oh, you were saying sorry downward.
No, that's just, I'm pantomiming what I was doing.
Right, but remember we're an audio podcast as well.
But we're also visual.
Yeah, but
I kind of bent down and like put my hands up and I was like, I'm so sorry. But then the person said, "Oh, you're so good. You're totally good. Here, have a banana," and handed me this plastic banana.
Gave you it?
Yeah, they just handed me the plastic banana. And I was like, sweet. And so I walked into the con, and then the other thing I don't fully remember is how Nate got a hold of it. I can't remember if he took it or if I gave it to him.
So Nate told me that you gave it to him.
Okay, so that's what I thought, but I can't remember. But
or at least to look at or something, and then I feel like he told me you told him to put it on his head.
I might have. Like I said, I don't remember every detail. I just remember like as a whole, the whole night. But he ended up, yes, for whatever reason, this banana was shaped and it contoured perfectly to Nathan's shaved head.
Yes.
And it just stayed there.
Incredibly. Because he's dancing, he's jumping, and it's not moving. Yeah. The banana is there. But is that all you know?
That was, when he got the banana, it was out of my hands.
Okay. So what happened next is you guys left to go to the bathroom.
Again.
For what? Who knows how many times. Like, I don't know which time this was.
Like my second time.
Yeah. Me and Nate are in there, and the dance circle at the Saturday rave was a moving dance circle. For some reason, it was moving around the room. It did not, most of them stay in one spot. You can leave the circle and then come back later. This one was moving, and eventually it found me and Nate. We were just dancing, and they're like, "Oh, the circle's right there." Okay. Somehow, Nate went a little too hard, and the banana did fall. And he couldn't reach down and get it.
Yeah, he told me, he said, "I didn't want to be the fat guy trying to squeeze through the crowd, get the plastic banana."
It wasn't right under his feet. It was right under the person in front of him. It was close. It looked like we can get it, but we couldn't. And then, like I said, the dance circle's moving. The dance circle moved until the banana was just slightly in the circle. And then someone noticed it and kind of knocked it in. And then everyone sees it on the ground. And everyone in the circle's like, "Oh, oh, oh," like screaming and like pointing their arm at the banana over and over. Like everyone's like bending down and like with the music, like, "Bah, banana, banana, banana." And then some guy came out and picked it up and holding it up, and everyone was like worshiping the banana.
Nate said this was a guy that was like maybe in charge of the. In charge.
He was doing a lot of running around the circle. Yeah, he was in there a lot.
He was the main guy.
He spent a lot of time in there. I don't know whether people really wanted him in there or not, but he was in there. And yeah, he like made the banana, it was being worshipped, and it went on this whole journey. And then he went around like pointing it at people, and Nate just put his hands out and the guy just set it in his hands. There's no way he knew it came from Nate. We were too far back when it first fell off. And he just gave it back to Nate, and Nate just looks at me and puts it right back on his head and went right back to dancing.
He told me, he was like, "It was meant to be."
It was crazy. It was probably like a 20-minute journey that the banana went on. Yeah, it was gone. Maybe 20, 25, maybe even 30 minutes that it was off his head. And we thought, or at least I thought, it's not coming back. It became like a deity in this circle. And somehow came back.
Banana Senpai made his epic return.
Oh my God. I never even thought about that. Nate wasn't even going back then. Or no, he didn't go. Did he go to Midwest?
Yeah, he was there at that Midwest.
You're right.
He went to every Midwest.
You're totally right. I remember his cosplay. He's in the video.
Yep.
But that was Tyler who did Banana Peel Senpai. Yeah. If you guys watched the first Midwest videos, maybe you remember Banana Peel Senpai, but that is a deep cut, bro.
Banana Peel Senpai made his epic return.
I'm so glad I was there to witness that, though, because it was crazy. That was the craziest moment of the whole con. I wish the rest of the crew.
I'm glad I could have been a small part of it.
You made it happen, man.
Yeah. I didn't see it happen, but I made it happen.
And unfortunately, I think I filmed a little bit of it. I might have filmed where they were pointing at the banana, but it was so in the moment.
Mhm.
And things are so dark in there, and especially in the circle.
That's one of those things where you're like, you can't think to be filming.
I just need to enjoy this moment.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Yeah.
That's a story that you'll have forever. It might not be filmed, but that's a story you'll have to the day you die.
That's a story time, man. I
Oh.
would have told this on a story time before, but I don't know. I haven't been doing any personal story times anymore.
You never know.
Not enough weird stuff's happening. The ones that get views are like the crazy bad stuff, and nothing really bad is happening at Con, which is
we
good.
don't run into. We tend to stay away from creepos and.
I am thinking about a new series. I think maybe I mentioned this to you, and I can say it here to get people's opinions on this because it won't happen till the vlog's in. This will come out before the vlog's in. I have all my con badges piled up over there. I'm thinking about just shuffling them up, and every week or something, I pull one out, and then I go on like a retrospective of that year's con. Like I go back, look at the vlogs, try to get myself back in that mindset, and tell a few stories that have never been told.
You can film a
show
little
the
intro
footage.
for it.
Yeah, I don't know what I would call it yet, but I think it could be a fun way. Because I've been doing these reaction videos, which is like, it's cool. It was cool at first to look at the old footage again and compare it to the new stuff. But I'd rather go on a full deep dive into the conventions and talk about stuff that didn't get shown or like kind of got shown. You know how in the old vlogs, I would just like start recording in the middle of something and then never explain what it was? It'd be cool to like see that and be like, okay, let me actually explain what really happened here. And I don't know. You think it's a cool idea?
I think it's a great idea.
Okay. Maybe I could bring you on as a guest sometime.
I still got all my con badges.
It would depend which badge I pull, but yeah. And then obviously set the
mean-
ones I did aside and keep going until I run out.
The good news is I think 95% of the con badges I have, you have.
I went to a lot of cons you didn't, man. Those last couple of
No, that's
years.
what I'm saying. Like every con.
Oh, that you have, I have. Oh, I thought you meant that I have you. I
so
thought
if
the
you
other
pull it
way.
out,
You
if you pull it
there's a
out,
chance for sure.
yeah, there's a big like if you pulled out MatsuriCon 16
I
or
ch-
15.
I tried it this morning. I just pulled one, and it was Anime Central 2014.
So I have that one.
Bro, don't do that, bro.
My bad.
Because I don't know if that's gonna show up on the mic. I
Yeah.
have no idea.
ADHD compelled me.
I don't know if you guys heard. He was just messing with something under the table. It's probably fine, but I was a little afraid.
There's like a little sticker and then there's little bumps.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. So, Dakota, today I brought you here not to talk about ASIN again, because we already talked about it.
Yeah. I wanted to bring that up last time because I was like, this is too good of a story.
Yeah, I can't believe we forgot. I'm sure there's other stories that are also forgotten, but that's why you guys got to watch the vlogs. Convention Reviews channel. Check them out. Starting next week, or by the time this is out, they've already started. There's two things I want to talk about. You know the big one, but there's another one I wanted to surprise you with because I hope I'm not wrong, but I think you told me to play this. I've been playing Stray.
Woo!
I was right. It was you.
Yes. Yes, buddy. How do you like it?
So I'm not done with it yet. I think I'm near the end though.
Is
'cause
it not just cute?
It's an amazing game actually.
Isn't it?
Not just cute. So for those who don't know what Stray is, this is a game that came out maybe last year or 2 years ago.
last year.
Yeah, and you play as a cat.
Is it
It's
a
the
little
cat
gato?
game. Surely you saw people sharing stuff about this online at least. It was everywhere.
Mhm.
You play as this cat, orange cat, super cute.
Now, real quick, he never gets a name, but I have taken to calling him Little Outsider because that's what all the robots call him.
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's a great idea.
That's what I call him, Outsider.
Yeah, little outsider.
Mhm.
Yeah, he doesn't have a name yet, and I was gonna Google it at the end to see if the developers gave him a name, but I wanted to wait till I finished it first.
Mhm.
I don't know if he has a name by the development
I don't
team.
know. I don't know that either. I call him Little Outsider just because that's what all the robots call him.
I'm sure the developers had a name for him to be able to refer to him, but I don't know if it's ever been talked about. But
I'm not sure either.
I thought. So when did you play it? You finished it?
I played it because my wife got it for me for Christmas. I probably
Oh.
played it sometime in January.
This year?
Yeah,
Oh, it's pretty recent.
Yeah, I'd say
I
probably some.
bought it for Christmas.
Yeah,
Like when I got some Steam gift cards, I bought it. I was just waiting.
yeah. My wife got me that for Christmas because she knew I do have one disappointment with that game.
Is
I
it something that I would have seen already? I don't want to. I haven't
It's
finished it.
aesthetically.
Oh,
I do wish you could have customized the cat and then made it your kitty. Like because I was like, "Whoa, I'd feel so much more personal if I was running around as my kitty in this game."
Oh, your own cat.
Mm-hmm.
I do wish, yeah, it'd be cool to have some DLC where you could do that. But I do like the idea. I don't know. I've always loved that I'm giving the developers like, I'm giving you this character. This is the story of this character. But I agree, orange cats aren't 100% my favorite. I don't have a dislike for orange cats, but
how cute is that cat though?
he is very
Dude,
cute.
he is so cute.
And I
or
do,
she. They don't ever
Oh, yeah,
specify the gender. I say he just because I'm a boy, and that's what I.
yeah, I associate with
Yeah.
guys generally. So
Yeah. So.
yeah. I do love all the cat stuff they put in. Kneading, scratching up walls, jumping in boxes,
You
putting
ever-
things on your head.
Do you ever jump onto a sleeping robot and nap on him?
You can do that?
Yeah, there's like a couple robots that are like napping on couches, and you can go and like jump up on their chest and start napping, and then they'll look up,
What?
and their screen will turn into a heart.
I have napped next to them, but I haven't seen one I can nap on.
Yeah, there's a couple that you can nap on.
I need to look around more. I'm in Midtown right now, so I've gone up. I'm looking for Clementine. I don't know if you remember all the characters and story, but
you're still looking for Clementine?
I'm pretty sure I'm close to finding her because right now I know
You're-
she's a criminal.
It's only about a 5-hour game.
Yeah, I'm about 3 hours in, so I got to imagine I'm getting close.
You wanna know what I would compare this to? Honestly,
What?
I would compare it to Journey.
Me too. I give it a lot. I thought a lot about Journey as I
Like,
was playing it.
Because it is. I mean, it's the subject matter is so far, but as far as feeling, you're going on a journey.
Yeah, it's a lot longer than
And
Journey,
you
but
really feel for this little guy. Like, oh my gosh, you like when he first falls down that pit.
dude, and he was injured. It's
Ah.
what is it about? I can see humans be injured in games and media all the time, and I'm like, God, get up and but shake it off. But with
it
the
off,
cat, I'm like, like, dude,
Oh, buddy.
are you okay? Like that was a big fall.
What got me though is let me know when you finish it because there's.
I'll go
something-
finish it today.
Yeah,
I almost guarantee you.
because there is something else.
I'll
that
write you
I want
when
to
I finish
talk
it.
about the ending.
You might be
But,
at your cook-in though.
huh?
I'll write you, but you might be at your
Yeah,
cook-in.
my cooking. Yeah, I'm going. It's today's the Indianapolis 500,
Yeah.
and my grandma she called me like she goes, "We're gonna have food, and it's not a cookout." I'm like, "Okay, but we're still having food." And she's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "We're gonna eat outside, right?" And she's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "It's a cookout," and she's like, "No, it's not a cookout. It's a cook-in."
Because you cook the food inside.
So she's making the
and then
pulled
bring
pork
it out.
inside, and I'm like, "Sure, mama, whatever."
Maybe she's just being funny.
No.
Oh, she's serious?
No, she's being
Oh, okay.
serious. Because I said, all right, so we're having a cookout. I'll be there for the cookout. And she, no, not a cookout. She had to
Okay.
correct me. I was like, all right,
Well, you let me know later if it did feel different than a cookout. I
It
would
won't.
love to know.
It
It won't.
it won't.
But I'll finish Stray later today, and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about the ending. I don't know what I want to happen because this is the kind of game where I could see him dying, but I could also see it being happy. And he goes up and he meets his friends because we started on the outside.
I want to hear what you think about the ending.
We started on the outside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I know the outside's there,
Mhm.
but
I don't know. Have you been finding all the little clues or anything?
like the memories, or what do you mean?
Like, because there's like several memories, yeah. And then
Yes, I
clues.
found almost all of them, but
So
I
have
missed
you-
a couple.
Have you learned exactly how much time has passed?
No, I don't know how long.
That's not a big. You have to find a clue to find that. Do you want me to tell you? Because it's one of the harder ones to find.
I don't want you to tell me. You can tell me after I finish the game if I don't know, because if I do still have it to be found.
How long do you think it's been? I just want to know how long you think.
Since what? Since
Since-
humans died,
Yeah.
or since like they locked underground? I guess.
More or less. Yeah. How long do you
Since
think?
our time,
Since
maybe.
this time. Since our time. How long do you think it's been?
I was assuming it had been a few hundred years.
Okay.
I don't
All right.
know. Yeah.
Well, let me know what you think when you find
Okay.
out the time.
But when I really think about it, it's hard to say because humans were alive long enough to build these very advanced robots, and then
And I don't know if you've caught it, but it's this is suggested for like. It's not a big point in the game. It's something you kind of subtly. So it's well, no, I won't tell you that. I'll let you see. Just when you finish the game.
one thing I did
gotta talk
hear
to you
is
about it.
the little robot talking about the scientist who is.
B12.
I don't want to spoil. I know the relationship between the robot and the scientist now. I know all of that, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone listening. But talking about how long ago it was that the scientist, we'll just say disappeared.
Mhm.
And he said that was like 100-something years ago when the scientist disappeared. But I don't know how long from.
Okay.
Well, he might be guessing too, because where I saw it wasn't like he was saying it for sure. He said like around 100 years or something.
Okay.
You're making me think it's been like 1,000,000 years, dude.
So yeah, just let me know when you find out what time, how long it's been.
Okay, if I find out, as I did miss 2 memories.
If you don't find
unfortunately.
out, look it up.
Okay, I missed 2 memories, which made me pretty sad. They do have a chapter select, and it tells you which chapters the memories are from. So I'm thinking about going back and looking for them.
I'll just say the memory tells you how many days it's been.
I did see that,
Oh.
but I didn't calculate that to years. Should I have? You
Yeah.
calculated it?
Well, a video I watched calculated it, and then I did the math, and yeah, it checks out. Do you want to?
Can we mute it and you can tell me? I don't want to spoil it for other people. Okay, I unmuted.
I'm gonna look it up exactly. Continue talking.
All right, wow, that's pretty crazy actually. But yeah, it's a fantastic game. I just wanted to say about the game that I didn't jump into it for so long, even though I love cats, because I thought, okay, it's just gonna be a cute cat game. And then I jumped in and realized this is a very cool world. This is a very cool story and journey and adventure that they created. And I think it all, I don't know. I would love to talk to the rewrite. Jesus. What? And the earth is still there.
Yeah.
Okay. That's insane.
And cats are just okay, just normal, still cats still.
They haven't evolved
Nope.
in any way.
Not at all.
That's a little, I question that a little bit, but okay.
But then again, lions haven't evolved for millions of years, so.
But I feel like I would love to hear interviews from the developers, but I almost feel like this is a world that they created first and they had the idea for it all first. And then they were like, what character can you play? And they realized a cat would make the most sense in because I thought originally it was going to be, we wanted to make a cat game and we base everything around the cat.
Oh no.
But I don't feel like that's what happened. Everything is so fleshed out and so deep, so well, beautiful as well. My God, the game is beautiful. I keep taking screenshots over and
I
over.
would compare it to Dark Souls, but not in the sense that like the gameplay. The gameplay is super
it's not
simple
hard.
and easy.
Yeah.
Ooh, have you seen the big creepy eyeballs yet?
Yep.
Oh.
The first time I saw that screenshot right away, I was like, holy crap.
Well, it got me about them. I was like, oh, those are creepy. And then I realized they follow you
Yeah.
as you. And I was like, ooh, this is uneasy.
It's cool. It's a bit of a horror game.
Oh, yeah. It's so.
I wouldn't say Dark Souls. I got Resident Evil vibes.
When I say, I don't mean gameplay and difficulty. I mean, as far as the way you learn about the world.
Yeah, you're right. It's all context based.
Yeah, there's no. Every now and then you might get like a cutscene.
Yeah.
Where you have a little robot explaining the bit of what mystery you're learning, but in the I lost my train of thought. But yeah, you learn everything about the world through talking to people and talking to robots.
They give you a little info or translating signs and stuff and reading things or your little robot friend as well.
I love talking to the different robots.
Me too.
I love it.
Attention to detail, I loved when the cat put on a harness for the first time and he's like, no.
Yes.
It's exactly what cats do.
If you don't know, if you tie pretty much anything around a cat's waist, they just flop.
Yeah.
Like it could be a string.
But cats do get used to it after a while.
They don't know what to do. Like, because we take our cats on a walk every now and then. We put a harness on him, and at first he did the same thing. He was like, "What is this? Why?" But after a while, he's like, "Okay, all right."
They walk really weird. Like they'll get up, but they'll walk really strange and fall over.
It's like if you've ever put dog shoes on a dog. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, it's hilarious because they don't know. They're like, "Where's the ground?"
Oh no, I have seen it. Okay, I have seen
We did it to our dogs are used to it now, but when you first put it on them, they're just like, where does the ground? I can't feel the ground.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That was
Animals are
great attention to detail though. Because for the first like couple minutes, you're like falling over and not walking.
Yeah.
And they stopped it. They made him get used to it way faster than a normal cat would. But thankfully, right when it was getting old, I'm like, all right, guys, I
What do
want
you
to
think
walk
of
again.
B12?
I like him a lot.
great.
I think he's a
love
great
B12.
companion.
You notice B12 is the name of the game studio as well.
I hadn't looked it up yet. I was gonna look up the game studio after I beat it and see what else they'd made.
B12.
Have they made anything else?
I think this is their first big game.
No way, man. I want to see whatever they do after
Yeah,
this.
I would love more stuff like this. Like maybe give me a Stray, but with like a dog.
That's what
or
Chris
even-
said. He was watching me play. He's like, Stray 2, a dog.
Yeah, or even heck, you could do Stray with like a monkey or something in India.
Yeah.
You know, which I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do. A bat.
But like I said, though, I mean, and I don't know. I feel like they designed the world first and the cat idea later. I don't know that, but whatever they do, I just hope they do the same process they did. Don't force a dog in there if it's not going to fit the game because it's just too cool. And the cat was a perfect animal, being so dexterous.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm like, how would you do it? You would have to be an open world game if you're going to do a dog. You could,
Okami.
yeah, it'd have to be something like that. Like
Yeah,
if you were going to do dogs, it'd have to be something where you're going to have to.
The
Twilight
gameplay-
Princess.
yeah.
You know, it would have to be like Twilight Princess, where there's a lot of digging. You know, you couldn't make big jumps.
Yeah, the
You know.
gameplay loop would change. The cat really, I never considered that a cat could be such a good game character, but they really are.
When
They're
I-
perfect for platforming too.
Well, when I first heard that it wasn't like a traditional platformer like a Mario, where
Yeah,
you're
you're not
gonna
gonna fall.
but it's you run up, and I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but it's so seamless. You don't you really
It's great.
it's one of my favorite games I've ever played.
I was gonna say like, this is crazy for me. I don't often pick up a game randomly and just start questioning, is this going in my top 10 games? But let's see when I finish it.
I mean, I love it.
I told you that website before, the Rank 1. I don't know if you ever set that up, where it's like
I need to.
my anime list for games. They have a spot where you can show like your top 10 games. And I am looking at it already thinking, can one of these be replaced by Stray? Because I'm really liking it a lot.
I don't know if anything can replace Kingdom Hearts 2 for me, but I would put Stray in my top 10.
I'm thinking about, it's so sad for me, but I'm really thinking about pulling out SteamWorld Dig 2. That's in my top 10. I freaking love that game. But this game gives me a lot of those same vibes. Even though it's totally different gameplay style, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, it's also future robots, similar idea, but totally different gameplay loop and style. But something about them is similar for some reason. They're both short.
And what gets me about Stray is it's so good. And when it came out, it got all the praise
It did.
for 2 weeks.
Because it's so short, man.
I mean, I get it, but not everything. I don't think every game. Why does every game need to be this 80, 90 hour Elden Ring experience for it to be talked about constantly?
But at least it got the praise, man.
I know. I get tired. This is a personal thing. I like hearing things I like get talked about.
Right.
I didn't play Elden Ring. I likely won't play Elden Ring.
Well, I
But
think, oh man, you really freaking should, dude.
it's a Souls game. It's still going to be hard. I'm not
No,
doing
it's
it.
so much easier. Okay.
Oh, I can run past the bosses, but I still got
It's
to go
not
level up
just
and then
that.
play them.
It's not just that. They also give you spirits now that you can summon to help you fight people if you're having a hard time.
Oh, how much magic do I got to save up to do that?
It's easy. It's not like it's costing a lot. It's really easy.
What I got to do? Go to some uncharted place on the world, fight a boss, grab a vial, and it's my spirit vial. Now I got to
No.
go over there and grab another one.
They give you spirits all the time. There's probably like 100 spirits in that game, and they just give them to you all the time. Okay, look, we're not gonna get into Elden Ring. I'm just saying, try not to be you're so negative on it. You haven't even tried it, man.
I guess I've just been burned out on Souls. I'm tired, and I'm also tired of every single game that comes out. Why does every single game that comes out now have to be thumb bleedingly difficult? Like
They aren't, dude. Not every game is.
I mean, that Tunic game that came out, I wanted to play that until everybody was like, it's really hard. It's Dark Souls level hard. And I'm like, well, then I
That's
don't want
just
to play
people
it.
saying it's Dark Souls level. I don't think the Tunic developers were like, we're gonna Dark Souls this. It didn't feel like that when I played it. It felt like they wanted to Zelda it.
I guess for me, I'm tired of games being made to be hard just for the sake of being hard. I want to just play the game.
I just think I disagree because I think that both are being made. I think the Strays are being made and Dark Souls are being made. I really think there's both in the world right now.
I guess you're right. I guess for me, there's that stigma that like if you don't play on the hardest difficulty or if you don't play the hardest games, then you're not a true gamer.
I don't hear anybody saying that, dude, other than like teenagers. I don't know who you're talking to about games.
I think that's just left over. That's why my mind
maybe.
is left over.
Like, I feel like in your 30s and even late 20s as a gamer, everyone's just like, hey, play the games you love, man. We're all just gamers here.
I mean, yeah, I think my mindset is left over from those days when, remember, you would be on Twitch and everyone would be like, you're going to be on Twitch and it's play Call of Duty, not a real gamer.
Well, Twitch is annoying.
Well,
honestly.
I think that's where my mindset still is with some stuff like that.
I would love, look, Dakota, I would love, it doesn't have to be anytime soon, but someday, because you're working on building a PC and getting that all together. It doesn't have to be this year or even next year, but I would love to someday, because they have the mod for Elden Ring of seamless co-op, so we can do it together. We can go through. That's how me and Chris did it.
That would be fun.
It is so fun, man. And like, if there's anything that's frustrating, I'm there. I've played a lot of these. I can help you through it. It would be so fun, dude.
That would be fun. I would do that.
We could even. I was gonna say we could stream it, but I don't want to commit to that now. That's a long game.
Yeah.
But even if we didn't beat it, just running around for a while would be awesome.
I got to tell you right now, though, I think there's another open world game that I can tell you right now is superior to Elden Ring.
I'm not sure if it is, but I would see an argument. I could see an argument. Are we going into this now?
Yep. Transition, Mr. Host.
What's it called? Tears of the Kingdom. I was like, Zelda, what? Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom came out a couple weeks ago. We were totally probably going to talk about it, but then Mother's Day happened, so now we're a little late on it. So I'm kind of glad we talked about Stray for half of this, since we're already behind anyway. But
I'm asking my wife to bring the Switch with her when she meets me at my grandmother's.
Good idea. You want to jump into Tears of the Kingdom. So, Dakota, how much have you played before we get into it? And I just want to tell people there are probably going to be spoilers, right? At least for the beginning.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I haven't finished the game, so I can't give spoilers for everything, but at least the beginning cutscenes and stuff.
I've done nothing story-wise.
But how much have you played? How many hours do you think
I've
you played?
probably got at least, I'd say at least 20.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, I've got 15 to 20.
So we can really talk about this.
Yeah, I'd say, the problem is I accidentally skipped a story beat, because remember when I was like, I'm stuck, I don't know where to go.
Oh, yeah.
And then I highlighted a mission, and it was like, oh, you still got to talk to Purah. And I was like,
Wait, did you not have your glider?
No, I had my glider.
Oh.
I was all there. I just hadn't talked to Purah for her to light up the 4 pot.
Oh.
I literally had to talk to her one more time, and then...
Yeah, if you ever get lost, just check your mission log and make sure it's highlighted for the main quest.
That's what I thought I had, but I hadn't.
Well, when you talk to someone for a side quest, I've noticed this. Sometimes it changes it. It'll put the side quest as the one that it's showing on the map. So that may messed you up. I don't know what happened.
Could have. I don't remember. But either way, I figured it out. But now I've got another goal with Tears of the Kingdom. It's hard to not call it Breath of the Wild.
But it is so different.
It is.
But you're right. It's also so similar.
Although I feel like part of me feels like the title should have been reversed. But I also haven't found out about why it's called Tears of the Kingdom yet.
The tears, bro. At the very beginning...
Oh,
Zelda picked up the tear on the ground.
You're right.
You're going to see more of them later.
Because I'm thinking, in my mind, Tears of the Kingdom...
Crying.
They're crying, and everybody was crying because Hyrule's in decay for 100 years.
Dude, I will say... I mean, I'll let you get back to your point, but story-wise, and I know you haven't done a lot of it, so we won't talk a lot about it, I just like how this story is being handled so much better than Breath of the Wild's.
I from what I've seen, I can agree with that. The little bit that I've seen.
I hated that Breath of the Wild was like... I mean, I loved Breath of the Wild. It's in my top 10 game. No, it's not anymore. I already switched it with Tears of the Kingdom. It was in my top 10 games, but the story was handled so poorly. Everything is like flashbacks. Everything that happened is in the past, which is cool, I guess, but it's just not what I liked. But I heard a lot of people share that sentiment with Breath of the Wild. I know I'm not alone there.
And the only way you could get the full story is if you didn't know this, you're screwed. But you have to go and take 10 specific pictures of specific random spots.
I did it, thankfully.
Unlock the memories. I did it too, but I had to YouTube it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've also come to a consensus with Tears of the Kingdom when it comes to YouTubing. When it comes to shrines, if I got YouTube it, I'm gonna YouTube it. I'm trying to farm.
I've YouTubed one shrine, I believe, and I've YouTubed one lookout that I couldn't figure out how to get inside because I wasn't using my head. It was early game and I was forgetting all the powers where I can go up through the ground. By the way,
I forget about that one all the time.
don't forget about it because it's so incredible. It's so powerful for navigating the map.
I know.
But yeah, I forgot about it as well and didn't realize that's how I needed to get into one of the towers. I'm like, oh, I feel like an idiot.
Michael Bachert was having the same. He's like, I keep forgetting that you can just jump straight up into things.
Yeah.
And it's so. Part of me, I don't think about that because I'm like, there's no way I can go that high.
But you can.
You can.
Now, there is a limit.
Yeah.
But you can go higher than you would think.
Yeah, like you'd think it's right above you, but no, you can.
And I love it, dude, because there's been mountains where I'm like, how do I climb this? And then I see a cave and I'm like, that's how we climb it. We don't. We just go in the cave.
Oh my God,
and then,
I didn't even think about that.
Seriously?
I
I've gotten to the top of so many mountains using this.
feel like a fool.
Bro, try to use it everywhere. Anytime you're in a cave, use
It's
it.
like
Just see where you pop out because you can press B and go back.
That's true.
You don't have to commit.
I haven't come across any Lionels yet. That's been.
I saw one and I ran.
I don't think I've ever killed a Lionel.
Me neither. I've seen 2 dragons as well.
I
3-headed dragons.
rode a dragon.
What?
Yeah,
I
know, on my
haven't done
Switch. I
that.
took a screenshot of it.
I haven't done that.
Dude, it was so cool because it was right after it launched me up in the tower,
Uh-huh.
and just happened to be a dragon floating
What?
right by.
You rode on one of the floating dragons? You can do that?
The white one.
You can do that.
Yeah, and I like walked along its back, and you can, if you go and you hit, like crystals will fall off, and you can like take crystals from its back. And then I made it all the way up, and I was riding its nose. It was so cool.
It lets you sit or you're just standing there? Your
Yeah,
character's
you
just standing
had to stand there.
That's still awesome.
The dragon doesn't do anything either. It just lets you.
I didn't even know you could do that.
I was like,
I was talking about the dragons on the ground who will fight you.
because
I
I
didn't
always
know.
wanted to do that in Breath of the Wild. I was like, I gotta try and ride this, and then up in the air, and I'm falling down. I'm like, oh, there it is, there it is. Let me try it. Got my hang glider out, and boom, right on top of its back, and I made my way all the way up to its nose.
That's what I love about this game is like it really feels like Nintendo saw people online breaking Breath of the Wild as much as they can and we're like, all right, here's a game that just like here's all the tools to break it in every way you want.
I saw a meme, and there's that scene in The Simpsons where Barney, the drunk, he pays to, I forget how much the drink is, but he's like, this amount of money for a drink, it better be the best drink I ever had. You got lucky. Well, same concept. $70 for a game, it better be the best game I ever played. You got lucky.
Honestly, I was mad it was $70. I think we've talked about it on this podcast.
I didn't know it was $70 until I paid for it.
Really?
I was like, all right, $65. I got that. And then the guy was like, it'll be $74. And I was like, I got it. I just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. I was mad because it's like with PS5 games, they're $70, but it was like, this is a new generation. Like I can feel this, like it feels okay to change the price when we have new hardware. Like I don't like it, but okay. This is just the Switch. This is the same hardware we had forever, but now it's $70. But once I played it, I forgot all about the price, honestly.
Oh, it's worth it.
It's incredible.
I hate to say that because that's the way the industry's leaning.
I know.
But it is worth the price.
So I will say I haven't done a lot of the story stuff, but I did do Zora's Domain area.
I haven't done any of it.
I would recommend doing that area because you're gonna unlock something that's really helpful.
Okay.
For like,
It's always the water ones. You always got to start there.
I love starting at Zora's Domain. I don't know.
Because that's how I played Breath of the Wild. Is I did Varuta first.
Yeah, but do that, and then like keep going. Just because I'm only recommending that if you have trouble, because you were talking about hard games.
Mm-hmm.
This game's not easy.
It's really not. Like the enemies,
They hit
like,
hard.
dude. I've died a lot, but
Me
I'm not
too.
like it. I'm not ever mad. It always feels like it's my fault. Like in a sense, like a Dark Souls thing. Dark Souls is just too much for me. This
I felt a little more frustrated with this game, honestly, than I did
haven't
with Dark
gotten
Souls. Because
like-
Dark Souls, they hit me. I'm like, okay, I can take a couple hits. There have been enemies I fought where one hit and I'm dead.
Oh yeah, and then you're like, if you don't use amiibo like I do to stock
I
up
don't.
on your food.
I don't. I should use my Yoshi. Oh, there he is. I haven't tried any amiibo.
Yeah, with Yoshi, you'll probably just get some meat and herbs. You're not gonna get a lot, but
Better than nothing.
But you can also, if you want to cheat, you can just change the date
Oh,
because you can only do it once a day.
I don't want to. I really do like playing it legit, going through, and like if I don't have the material, I would die.
I do it once a day, but I did it the other day. I went back and I did it multiple times. But I was trying to, because I had my Toon Link amiibo for Smash. I'm trying to get that outfit, but it won't unlock.
Find it in the world.
They're hard to find.
Yeah, I found. I don't want to actually spoil this part.
Which one? Mute.
Are you okay? All right.
I looked up all the outfits.
Yeah,
That's
I
really
did not
cool.
look them up. I don't want to know, bro. You want to know those spoilers like that?
I want to know what outfits to look for because I like knowing what I can get.
This is the kind of game where
And
I just
where-
want to go and whatever I find, I find.
I do the same thing with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I look up what the best armor I can find is, and then I don't look up how I can find it. I look up how I can.
We play different, man. Because when I first found those, I didn't know that there were outfits in this game like that. The first time I found one, I was like, what? It wasn't the one I just told you. It was a different one, but I'm like, hold on. This changes everything.
Yeah, and they've added several more Link outfits.
Okay, cool.
I
Yeah.
won't say which ones, but you can.
I'm going to find them all, dude. I am in on this game.
I'm gonna either find them or I'm just gonna invest in Amiibo.
No, I'm not going to do it. I like finding it. I think it's fun. It's really fun. But
Well, one of them I found out how you got to go get it, and it was just like, and you can only get it at like a certain time.
well, I'll probably reach a point eventually where I start looking stuff up. But for now, I'm really loving just exploring.
Oh,
myself.
I'm doing the same. Don't think when I outfits. Typically, I don't consider that spoiler for plot. Like I'm fine with knowing what
I
clothes
don't
I
give
can
a
wear.
f about plot. For me, it's the feeling of finding something I didn't know was there.
See, outfits I just like. Outfits, I like just having them to wear.
My outfit looks ridiculous because I'm mixed like
With what you said,
I'm matching different pieces to different things, and I have the fly suit on. I like to keep that on because when I'm flying down, I have way more ability to aim. I don't know if you have the fly suit or not, but it doesn't match the other stuff I have. But it's like the times that I've forgotten to switch back to it, and then I'm flying toward the ground. I'm like, God dang it! I wish I had that on right now.
Right now, all I have is I bought the red shirt and the black hood, which I will be changing
course.
to green.
That's what I wore. For
Oh
a
yeah, I
while.
dye all my clothes green
Why?
because I want to look like Link. Why am I want to be
We're
Link.
in a new
It's my gameplay.
generation.
I want to look like Link.
But
I
you'll
want it
look
to
like
be-
Link when you find the Link outfits.
Yeah, and that's fine. But until then, I'm going to change everything green. I did it in the last game. I changed everything green and brown and gray.
All right. I can't judge. I just love the variety of colors we get. I
If
think
I
it's
didn't
so
have
fun.
the option, that's a different thing. But I had the option to dye it green. I was like, well, I want to feel like Link. Link's
I've
color
never
is green.
dyed. No, I did dye. I dyed those the red shirt black. I got everything black.
And I guess my least favorite thing clothes-wise is I hate. I'm sure people disagree, and I'm probably like one of the only two people that feel like this. I get it. But I hate that Nintendo was like, Link's shirt is blue now. His shirt is blue. He's blue. Link is always blue. You love blue Link.
That was just Breath of the Wild.
He's still in the art on the cover wearing his blue shirt.
I thought he's like shirtless, or is it the blue shirt ripped?
It's in.
He's got chest.
Oh yeah,
on that
but
art.
in the cover, he's wearing his blue tunic with like a cloak over it or something. He's still got the blue tunic. and he-
Really? I thought on the cover he's like on the edge looking down, and he's like half of his shirt is gone.
I mean, it is, but it's the blue
But
tunic.
it's the blue one.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like. Oh, bro, I like Link's hair better in this game
Yes.
too. It's cool. Yeah, like running around, his hair's flopping everywhere.
I'm more fine with him without a hat in this game than I was in the last one.
Me too, which makes me sad because I put a cool hat on him and I was like, and it changed his hair, and I'm like, I like his other hair though. All right, let's see. I mean, I'm sure you're right. I'm just saying.
Well,
I look at the chest more.
Yeah, it's definitely his
Let me
blue
see.
tunic. It's loading, but
His chest isn't out. I'm thinking of the
Yeah.
trailer. The trailer where he was standing.
oh yeah,
there.
see, yeah, that's definitely his blue
You're
tunic.
right.
So,
but
yeah,
he looks cooler. He has other stuff on it.
Even in Smash and in Mario Kart, they're like blue Link.
Honestly,
no
dude,
hat, no hat.
No, dude, I think it's fair because I really feel like Breath of the Wild started a new generation for Zelda, and so now the Green Link.
But why can't they just give him a hat? Just give him a hat.
Because it looks dumb.
No, it doesn't. It's iconic.
In this game, he looks cool. Why do you have to have something just because it's iconic?
Because I want it there. I
Well, yeah,
like
but
him
you
in
can
his
put
hat.
it there. They let you do his outfit.
I don't like. I guess I don't like that people are so quick to just abandon things. Like they're like, oh, it's new, it's fine, it's fine. Like you're like, oh, it's new, it's great. Well, like
Because it's cooler.
Well-
I think it's an upgrade.
I don't
That's
know. I
what-
think you're
And I'm
also
not abandoning it. I love old Link.
no, you
but-
don't. You hate it now.
Yeah, definitely. I
hate-
will say as
You're
well,
looking
dude,
at it and you're like, oh, this old Zelda. Oof.
yeah, I played Skyward Sword earlier, and I was like, this Link sucks, bro. No, I'm just playing. I liked him.
I do hope now that we've got Tears of the Kingdom as an aside. I do hope the next new Zelda game is maybe a bit more of a traditional.
I wouldn't get your hopes up.
I hope we get that maybe sometime again.
Eiji Aonuma said this is the next generation of Zelda.
Hmm.
He said we're going from, but I'm kind of hoping there will be a 3-wave Zelda. I do want
I want a mix.
2D. I want this, and I would love something back in the like a follow up to Skyward Sword, basically.
Yeah,
that old style.
something like that. Like I don't, or Twilight Princess even.
Well, I'm saying Skyward Sword because it was the last one in that style
Right.
of traditional dungeons, and I mean the dungeons here I do think are more traditional, but not
That
the
or,
way they were.
or they just need to remake the old ones, like they did with Link's Awakening.
Yeah, that would be sick as well.
Like that way, you're still getting a new generation is still getting a traditional Zelda thing. Then they're of course doing the Nintendo 64 ones on the Nintendo 64 app. But as far as traditional Zelda goes, I think they need to remake the Oracle games. I wouldn't mind.
Those aren't even by Nintendo.
Oh,
They were made by Capcom.
we'll see. Minish
Weren't they?
Cap-
Minish Cap was. I'm pretty sure the Oracle games were too.
You're
I
right.
could be wrong.
You're
Am I
right, but Nintendo, they're still part of the Nintendo canon.
Yeah, you're right.
I think Link's Awakening was in house. But the Oracle games and the Oracle games are considered part of the Link's Awakening.
But people never
canon.
talk about those, dude. I think if they're gonna
they
remake
do.
one, they're gonna remake. I'm right, but I'm also wrong. I was gonna say they're gonna remake Link to the Past, but they kind of already did. They made a sequel that was kind of just a remake.
If they're gonna remake any of them, I honestly think any of those 2D ones, I think it should be Minish Cap. Have you ever played Minish Cap?
No, but I know
Dude,
people
it's
love
so
it.
fun. It
I
is
just don't
so
think it's
fun.
gonna get remade because it doesn't have the hype around it that other ones do.
I think if they they just put it out on the Game Boy thing
Yeah.
for the Nintendo Switch. So like, and they're advertising it hard. I think if it I think there's a room for a lot of these games to be remade, or at least a collection, because I think that's the way the industry's going more with all these games that are harder to come by. Is they need to start putting out collections because they're hard to come by. You don't know.
Nintendo doesn't do it, dude.
Some of them do.
Other companies do.
Mhm.
Nintendo doesn't do that. They just re-release the same game for $60.
Mhm.
I do want to go back to Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes, yes.
So we don't run out of time on it. There's a lot to say.
Yeah.
I do want to say that I'm so happy I played Skyward Sword right before this game, because getting to see the evolved version of the Sky Islands is incredible. This feels like what they wanted to do that they couldn't do before.
Now I'm having a hard time figuring out the timeline on this game.
What do you mean?
So Rauru is not in Skyward Sword, is he? But he's like supposed to be the king of the sky.
I mean, I know you're gonna hate me for saying this, but like, don't overthink the timeline.
I can't help it.
Nintendo even says like they always said Zelda's timeline doesn't matter. They only made one because fans wanted it. Like,
Well, they shouldn't have made it because now I can't help it.
but Hyrule.
And they said that that Breath of the Wild is at the end.
Yes, so this is at the end as well. But
And theoretically, you could place it
Bro.
mixing all three of the timelines together.
when it comes to the past stuff, Rauru, which one of the things I hate his name. It's so dumb name. Let's just finish the game first and see what all they explain. I think there's going to be more stuff explained, and,
Well,
then you can Google it and see how it fits in.
I also I like the idea of all of them being, because they're all connected. They all are connected. Like the Triforce, or they're all reborn. Zelda's reborn, Link's reborn, Ganon's reborn.
But I mean, they didn't say that originally. They started saying that later.
But yeah, but that's the known canon now. Is what
Right.
is how it works.
All I'm saying is, I just feel like, look at Miyamoto. Look at Eiji Aonuma. Look at Nintendo. They just want to make a cool game, man. I really don't think they've ever cared about really making a canon that it follows.
But I do.
I know you do. I'm just saying
And lots
realistic.
of
I don't think I know that the fan base does. They know the fan base does, which is why they try to do something to make it look. But I think they really, and I've heard them say in interviews, they go in to make a game that's cool, and then they'll try to connect it later. But I don't think they care that much, unfortunately.
That really sucks. And I guess that's true because they did a really awesome story with Smash Brothers one time, but then it got leaked on YouTube, and Sakurai was like, "Well, we're not doing that anymore."
Well, it's just Miyamoto too. Miyamoto's like the head of Nintendo, right? Or he's not the head of Nintendo, but he's like the
Up there.
guy. You know,
He's the face.
He is Nintendo. Even though he's not the CEO, but
He's certainly the face.
Yeah, and he always wanted. I've heard so many people say this, that he's always said like, take story out, less story, just make the game fun, more gameplay, less story. Whether people like that or not, I'm just saying that's the guy like who's like mentoring everyone at Nintendo. So
I don't agree with fully. With
I don't
that
fully agree
statement,
with
because
Miyamoto.
I think because without story, like if I had no connection at all to Stray, like if you just threw me in the world and like play as this cat, why?
Well, that's the thing. There's been interviews where people say that they think Miyamoto has made some games worse, but this is his
philosophy.
and I think that has done really well for a lot of games at Nintendo. But
Oh yeah, like Mario 64. There's no story in that.
most Mario games, there's not a real story. Even Mario Odyssey, there's a story, but it's like, who cares? Like, I don't know. It's, yeah. I just think they don't really, it's not what's important.
I thought it was later than what it was.
Yeah, we've only got about 10 minutes left. So back to,
Tears of the Kingdom. What all have you built anything crazy yet?
yeah, I did want to talk about the building. Not really.
Neither have I.
I'm not one of those architects.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of like. I'm the kind of guy where I will look. I look at the piles of wood laying around, and I'm like, anyway.
Yep, I've built nothing with the piles of wood. I just walk by.
I tried to build a cart one time, and I did, and I was like, okay, that was fun. There's no horse around for me to do anything with, so. Did you get to? You probably didn't, and you probably don't care about this as much. But did you get to get your horses from Breath of the Wild?
I did, but I didn't care. Yeah, because I didn't care about the horses. So when I saw my horses come over, I forgot they were even my horses. I was like, where'd they come from? And then later I found out they were from Breath of the Wild.
Well, for me, I was okay with that because one, I got Epona.
Sick.
So, and when you get Epona, the only way you can get her in Breath of the Wild is with that Epona amiibo.
Stupid.
And,
I hate that.
And when you get her, she's already maxed out. The bond is already maxed out, and she's got 4 spurs on every stat. So she's like the best horse you can get.
Well, that's pretty lame.
Now,
I wish
here's
you
the
could have
thing.
unlocked her naturally. That would be cool.
But I went out of the way, and I got the big black horse, the giant horse.
Oh, I've seen it.
I went out and I got him. It took me a
That's
long
cool.
time to get him, and I was happy that he came. I named him Caligon.
You been riding him?
Oh yeah, he's slow.
Oh.
I finally had to switch to Epona because she's really fast.
Mm.
But I just love riding around on on Caligon. I call him Caligon because Caligon is a Lord of the Rings dragon. Anyway, so when I'm riding around on him, he can just plow through an enemy. Like he doesn't go at a full gallop. Like if you try to make him like take off like the other horses, he like shakes his head at you like, no, I'm not doing that.
Oh.
Like 'cause he's too big. Like I even showed him to Michael at work, and I was like, here's my horse, and he went, dang. Like he's huge.
Can you register bears?
No.
Because I rode a bear and I just didn't get him back to the stable.
You can literally only register horses. It's so you
That's
can
it?
ride deer. You can ride just about every animal.
Right.
You can ride the skeleton horses. You can ride the moose.
Yeah.
You can ride.
You can't
a bear.
register the skeleton
No.
horse? Really? It's a horse.
No, they won't let you. It's so dumb. At least in Breath of the Wild, maybe in Tears of the Kingdom, but in Breath of the Wild, they're like, if you go to try and register it, they're like, what is that?
Ah, that sucks. That
And
feels like
I love
Nintendo.
riding the horse around because I love trying to get. Because unfortunately, Link just goes so slow.
I don't ride the horse that much. I do when I remember to get him, but there's so much, bro, compared to Breath of the Wild, and there was a lot to do in Breath of the Wild. I just feel like in this game, there is a lot to do.
Well, it's 3 layered.
Yeah. Like, I mean, even just on the normal layer, the regular layer, I'll be walking, Because I forgot to get a horse, so I'm taking forever. And then, oh my, what's that? What's that? There's a cave. There's a town. There's an outpost. Like, there's so much crap that keeps distracting me. And then I go into this cave. That cave opens up into some other giant cave network. And then I'm like, okay, I finished everything here. I go up through the ceiling. It's like, where am I now? What is this? Like, I almost can't do the main missions because getting there is too distracting. But
So my goal right now, like I said, I haven't done any main missions, is I'm trying to farm for hearts. I'm doing shrines.
so you're doing shrines.
I'm doing shrines. I'm trying to get up to 10 hearts because I'm
Oh.
like, this game is clearly hard.
I got my hearts up to where I can take a couple hits and then just farmed stamina. I thought stamina was better for me, the stuff I do.
I always focus on health first.
I do a lot of climbing and I was slipping a lot and I'm like, F this, I'm doing stamina.
I'm going to get to 10 hearts and then I'm going to focus on stamina.
I see. I'm having a hard time finding as many shrines though.
There's 160 total.
I mean, I'm finding them, but like I just feel like I kept falling into them on Breath of the Wild. But this time I'm like, where are they? I'm like standing up high looking. I'm like, there's maybe one over there. They're hidden well.
And with Breath of the Wild, even now, like I never found all the shrines in Breath of the Wild.
Me
and
neither.
before Tears of the Kingdom came out, I was playing Breath of the Wild on my save and just trotting around. And even then, my thing would lit up going bloop, 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 bloop. And I'm like, I just got here.
That's telling you there's a shrine?
Yeah.
I can't remember how Breath of the Wild even worked anymore.
Yeah, it would.
They don't have light on the shrines in Breath of the Wild, do they?
No.
Because they have that like swirly light
look
in
really
Tears of the
cool.
Kingdom. Very cool.
Oh, and how do you feel? We talked about the thing you can go up. How do you feel about the other powers you have with combining things and stuff like that?
I think it's all sick. Have you gotten all the powers?
No, not yet.
Do you have the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, so you did that underground mission to get the camera to take pictures? Oh, you would know, dude. I'm thinking you don't
with
have
the
it.
pad?
Yeah, but it's an actual power on there.
Oh, then no, I haven't.
You
I've-
should
I've
get that
done,
as
like,
soon as you
nothing
can. That's
underground.
gonna help you with a lot of other side missions that unlock really cool stuff.
Okay.
It's back in the main town where what's her name? Pura? Yeah, where she is. The old guy and a younger worker are like talking in a building. Go talk to them to start that mission.
Okay.
Then you'll go underground. It's pretty easy. It's supposed to be your first intro to the underground.
Okay.
But then you'll get the camera through there. And near there is the last power. I don't want to tell you what. Do you want to know what it is? I mean,
Yeah, you can tell me. I'm not worried.
So the last power, if anyone doesn't want to hear it, stop listening for a couple seconds. The last power is schematics. So it unlocks to where when you build something that you really like, it remembers it. So when you go near those material again, you just open that schematic and it automatically builds it. You don't have to do it. And you can find schematics in the underground. Beating different bosses, it'll give you schematics for crazy vehicles and stuff that you couldn't think of.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Super cool.
I like that. Because, see, I can't think of stuff like that.
I thought that was awesome. When I found that, I'm like, thank you, Nintendo. Thank you.
Because I'm glad, they were like, okay, look, not everybody's going to be this super engineerical genius.
Yeah.
And I've seen some really, really awesome stuff.
But that's near where, like, if you do the photo mission.
Someone made a Metal Gear. Like, yeah.
A what?
You know, like the big walking robots from Metal Gear?
Oh, yes.
Someone made one of those.
Yeah, I've seen some mechs walking around. Not in my game, but on Instagram.
Of course, everybody's making the big rocket penis man.
Yeah, I saw that. We mentioned it a little. I want to touch on it because that's where I'm at. First, have you got the whole map? The main map unlocked? Have you done all the towers?
Not all of them, but I'm working on it.
That's the first thing I did. I got
I
all the
didn't realize
towers.
the towers were puzzles too. I was
Yeah.
frustrated
Yeah.
at first.
Not all of them are, but I think half at least are. I got all of that, and I love how you launch up.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's so cool.
It's satisfying every time.
Right now, and I'm not playing it right now. This is actually why I'm playing Stray. I'm not letting myself play Zelda till I finish the vlogs for ASIN because it's too addicting. I won't edit if I start playing Zelda again.
You think I'll just run over here and do this, and then an hour has gone by?
No, I bet I have, at least 25 hours. I mean, I don't know. I haven't checked, but I've played non-stop
And
after
it's funny
getting
because it's literally the same. The Hyrule map is the same exact map essentially.
Well, some things change.
Sure, but like-
and there's new stuff there.
But like locations, like if you want to go to what is it, Kakariko?
Mm-hmm.
It's in the same spot.
Yeah, but now it's got more going on, the ruins.
Oh yeah,
and-
I'm not. When I
yeah.
say, I mean locations.
Right.
As far as locations.
But and we've got the Sky Islands and the
Mhm.
depths, which is what I wanted to talk about. Is the depths.
I barely explored the depths.
That's what I'm all about, dude. That's all I'm doing right now. All my time is in the depths. I love the depths.
Can you get out of it by doing the thing?
No, it's too high. You're gonna have to teleport out. But yeah, you need to go in. I highly recommend into the depths on that mission to get the camera. If you forget everything I told you, just Google how to get the camera in Tears of the Kingdom and follow the beginning of it. Because that's going to get you the most set up. They're going to get you really acquainted with the depths, tell you everything you need to know. They're going to show you how to fast travel back to the depths. I don't know if you already have been able to do that or not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, get you started on unlock, because you can unlock that whole map too. So right now I'm trying to unlock the whole depths map,
That's pretty cool.
which is hard. And I do agree with your farming hearts, because the depths is way harder than anything else. That's probably meant to be in-game stuff, but
I think that's another thing I like. It's the depths.
mhm.
That's all. If you think about it, at least in the world, that's all right beneath you in Breath of the Wild. You
Yeah.
just don't know it.
Yeah, it's so cool, man. All right, well, we're about out of time. Is there anything else you wanted to mention on Tears of the Kingdom?
To play it, it's everything it's hyped up to be. It
Yeah.
really is. I don't want to say it's the best game I've ever played, but it's certainly one of the most addicting I've ever played. I have not played a game like this where I've been like,
Better than Breath of the Wild?
ugh.
I think it is.
But that's like saying, is this steak better than that steak? I mean,
Yeah, Breath of the Wild is amazing, but I honestly feel like Tears of the Kingdom took Breath of the Wild, and we're like, how can we make it even better? And they
Mhm.
did.
it just felt like they improved on so many things, which is crazy because it's Breath of the Wild is already a darn near perfect game.
And the fact that this game with all these systems runs on the Switch at all. There are frame drops, especially when you're combining stuff,
And
but
I don't know if you noticed in handheld mode, the way they get around is in the back when you're on hand. They make everything kind of a haze.
I hate the haze, man. I didn't realize how much I hated the haze when I first played Breath of the Wild until I saw if you emulate it on the Wii U version on PC, there's a mod to get rid of the haze. Wow, it looks so much better.
I can see that.
I hope there'll be a Switch 2 and Tears of the Kingdom will be on it with without haze.
Something I forgot to mention, the weapon combining.
Yes.
Dude, when I made a sword and a shield,
The weapon combining is amazing, dude. The amount of things you can make. It's
there were rocks that I was like, great, I gotta blow those up, and I don't have any bombs. And then I watched a video on like tips and stuff, and then it was like, well, you can combine the stick and that rock, and just and I
Yeah.
was like, oh my god,
yeah.
these are things I would have never considered.
Combining stuff with the bow
Yes,
as well. And I love how some of the rocks have elemental powers. Like
Mhm.
opal is water.
yeah.
If you put the opal on the thing, it'll shoot water balls off.
that's weird. It's so cool.
It's so interesting.
And I like to make an amber sword. Have you made any amber swords?
Yeah, but I didn't do anything special.
I just like it.
Oh, it's just nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
they're stronger. They look good.
I haven't seen a whole lot that actually do stuff like the opal does
There
water.
are.
I know there
stuff.
are.
Yeah. The further you get, yeah. Have you gotten where it's like the beam emitter thing, and you can put it on like a sword,
Uh-uh.
and then it'll be like a lightsaber. It's not a lightsaber, but when you slash it, a beam will come out and like.
That's so cool. No, I
It's sick.
haven't. What did I just start making? I can't remember. Just the weapons that you can create, and immediately you can get a weapon that's like goes from a 6 to like a 32.
Yeah.
And just by combining it with like a rock.
You combine, dude. I love how you can take a sword and combine it with like an
Sword.
enemy's toenail,
Yes.
and it's like a sick sword,
yes.
and it's really strong.
It's just the amount of things you can do, like, and the cooking once again
course.
incredible.
Yeah, super
Once
fun
again.
to mess with. There's so
Mhm.
much to just mess with.
There's more recipes.
Yeah.
Like I cooked an egg and it was like, here's an omelet.
That's another reason I don't want to play it now while I'm editing, because even if I am able to do both, this is the kind of game where I just want to be in that world. I don't want to like take a lot of breaks, and I just want to keep going.
God, I would live in this world.
You ready to 10?
I would give it a 10, yeah.
I'd
From what
give it
I've
a
played
10.
so far, it's great. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
And story's darker. Story's fun. I haven't seen enough Ganon yet. I know he's going to come back more later, but what we see in the beginning,
Well, you never really do see
super
him a
cool.
whole lot at the beginning.
you see him more than you did in Breath of the Wild because he wasn't even
Yes,
really
that's true.
there.
He's just.
Calamity, Ganon.
I do hope. I think the other thing is I would like to musically before we go. I would like them. It feels like they're reluctant to play the main Zelda theme at all.
I thought this one actually had better music than Breath of the Wild.
No, I'm just saying I would like to hear the main theme, like da 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 da.
Well,
in this world,
This
even
is,
if it's just like a little piano.
but that's not normal for a Zelda. Almost every Zelda game they've changed it. That hasn't been the main theme since like Link to the Past. Like if look up every Zelda game's main theme
But
is
it's-
different.
If you Twilight Princess, they're doing that, but in that I haven't played Skyward Sword. They do
It's
that.
not. It's Ballad of the Goddess and Skyward Sword is the main game. Is the main theme.
Hmm,
A lot of them are different. Wind Waker as well is different.
I guess.
I haven't played. I can't remember Twilight Princess well enough. It maybe
Twilight
it's.
Princess. They have that like choir.
Oh yeah, but it's changed. It's a
But
bit.
it's still the main theme. So I guess it just feels like they're reluctant, and they only give you at the very. I would have liked maybe in the intro like a bump. That's just me.
But bro, you saw the final trailer, right?
I stayed away from trailers.
You should go back and watch the final trailer now that you. After you finish it, because you still got a lot to play.
Yeah.
They play the main theme in
Okay.
it for like a minute. That trailer gave me so many chills. I watched it like 20 times. But there's a moment where everything's going crazy and then the main theme comes in for a minute and then they get off of it again. But it was like, you'll get chills, dude. It's amazing. Anyway, we need to wrap it up. There's a lot more that could be said about Tears of the Kingdom,
Well,
but I'm sure
we will.
everyone's saying it. Yeah, and we're not done playing it, so I'm sure
No.
it'll be back. Guys, my recommendation this week, Tears of the Kingdom is an obvious recommendation, but that's why I'm not going to recommend it. You already know. I want to make sure you don't forget what we started this podcast with, which is Stray. I really recommend Stray. That is a great game. It's only like 5 hours. If you want to do everything and find everything, maybe that'll bump it up to 7.
I let my coworker borrow it, and he's like, "Yeah, I play games," and he's a little older than me, so I was like, "Yeah, he probably won't get to it anytime." Gave it to him on a Friday, came back Monday. He was like, "Beat it. It was great."
Yep, that's
And I was
my
like-
plan to beat it this weekend, so I'll finish it today. But not a big commitment, but a very worthwhile one.
Again, journey vibes.
Absolutely. Journey vibes, but different.
Yeah, different story, different gameplay, but like as far as like the experience and the amount of time you're gonna give it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I agree. It's great. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Stay nerdy.
Hey.